Good morning, distinguished management excellencies, esteemed guests, stellar panel, respected teachers, and my dear friends. I am Hamad Khalid of Grade 10. I'm delighted to be your host at the second season of Stellar Talks, May 2022, where we celebrate voices. As a part of the Stellar Education Group, our motto is learning today, leading tomorrow. Our stellar schools, namely Canadian Bilingual School, Creative Children International School, Indian Central School, and Aspire Indian International School, and Aspire Bilingual School. All these schools are a start performance schools with an outstanding network of high-quality education that celebrates success and achievement. Today's topic is turning passion into entrepreneurship. We are firm believers in the ideas that power can change minds, lives, and ultimately the world. To begin the event, let us welcome our esteemed guest of Stellar Talks, May 2022, Mr. Abdulaziz Al-Laghani, CEO of Flowert Kuwait. Surely, many of us has ordered flowers arrangement and bouquets for special occasion from Flowert, as I did recently on Mother's Day, and my mom loved it. Flowert is an innovative Kuwaiti-based flowers and gift delivery services, a startup founded company led by Mr. Abdulaziz Al-Laghani since 2017. That is no stranger to entrepreneurship. We take the opportunity to welcome our distinguished leadership chairman of CBS, Ms. Meha, and the director of school, Mr. K.O. Matthew, and respected principal of CBS, Ms. Jihan, and Dr. Mary Kelly, CCIS, Ms. Karima. And now let's seek blessing from the Almighty with the recitation of the Holy Quran by Walid Yasir of grade 1, and followed by the Kuwait National Anthem.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفر إنه كان توابا صدق الله العظيم.
Please raise for the national anthem. Stellar Talks is an invite by us, our school community, welcoming people from every culture to share their ideas and knowledge and spark conversations. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the story of Stellar Talks by Mr. K.O. Matthew, Vice Chairman, Founder, and Managing Partner of Stellar Education, a man of a distinct vision and a trailblazer of illuminating ideas.
humility, confidence, integrity, passion, empathy, vision. These are the characteristics an individual should develop to transform into a successful leader. These leaders become stellar when they inspire and influence the people around them. At Stellar Talks, we have come a long way, and our success story has never been one single formula, but a series of ideas brought together by some wonderful people who have been part of our growing journey over the years. Through Stellar Talks, we debate profound thoughts and make them accessible to stellar students, sparking conversations that empower them as young leaders. The art of communication is the language of leadership. The ability to communicate effectively is an essential skill in today's professional and personal world. Effective communicators are looked up to and respected for their ability to convey information through a conducive environment that enables diversity and the lifting of voices and exchange of ideas across a wide variety of audiences.
Really, it is an excellent idea.
An exciting opportunity for our schools to collaborate together, providing opportunities for all our students.
I know our students will love it and benefit much from it. Yeah, I'm sure our students will benefit greatly from it.
Stellar Talks, stellar idea, an idea that can change lives forever. Let's go ahead and do it.
We are pleased to present this platform to students of our stellar schools as a medium for developing the skill of communication and in doing so, raising an entire generation of bold, confident, and expressive young leaders, entrepreneurs, and citizens. We stand by the principles that make Stellar Talks great, an inspired format with a range of content. We are committed in seeking out the talented, stellar students, letting them communicate their passion. I take this opportunity to share my best wishes to all our stellar speakers who have come forward to make an impression in the minds and lives of each one of us.
Thank you, sir, for your deep insight on this subject. Well, we now invite Chairman of Canadian Bilingual School, Ms. Maha, to brief our greeting with a word of wisdom. Ms. Maha, we are honored to important role of you hold in our school community, influences us as buddy student on our stellar community. Please give a warm clap for Ms. Maha until she comes to the podium.
Okay, just like this, just keep it inside. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ما راح اخذ من وقتكم وايد، راح اترك المجال للنقاش بين الطلبه والاخ عبد العزيز، لكن نحب ان نرحب جميعا بالمبدع والمحفز السيد عبد العزيز اللقاني، رئيس مجلس الاداره والعضو المنتدب لفلورد، الشركه الرائده في مجال اسعاد الناس وادخال البهجه على المشتري ومتلقي الورد والهدايا المتقنة والمنسقة بطريقة جميلة. الشركة اللي تطورت وتوسعت في بلدان غريبة وبعيدة عنا في غضون سنوات قليلة أثارت انتباه الجميع، ومنها مدرستنا وطلابنا. ما أثار انتباهي في الآونة الأخيرة اهتمام فلورد بالمسؤولية المجتمعية، وهي أحد المواضيع التي اهتمت بها مدرستنا العام الماضي، وقد ركزت فلورد على الهدر الغذائي في الكويت، وكلنا نعلم بذلك، كما ركزت على مساعدة الأسر المحتاجة في رمضان. أنا متأكدة أن طلابنا سيستفيدون من تجربة فلورد بحديث اليوم أو بالمشاركة معهم مستقبلاً. أتطلع بشوق للمناقشة التي سيجريها طلابنا اليوم مع السيد عبد العزيز، وأمل أن تستمر هذه النوعية من اللقاءات مستقبلاً. وفقكم الله طلابنا الأعزاء، ونشكر شكر الجزيل للسيد عبد العزيز مرة أخرى لتلبية دعوتنا، مقدرة التزاماته الكثيرة والعديدة. الشكر طبعاً لمنظمي هذا اللقاء ستيلر جروب، وإدارة وطلاباً. ننتظر منكم المزيد في الأعوام القادمة، وشكراً جزيلاً.
Thank you, ma'am, for presenting the welcome address. At Stellar Talks have come up with an interesting, different approach to enlighten our guests on our topic, turning passion into entrepreneurship. That's through our panel discussion, led by our stellar students and our subject experience. Let's now welcome Mr. Abdulaziz Loghani to be seated on stage. Let me introduce to you our moderator, Fahad Al-Mutairi. Please welcome Fahad Al-Mutairi.
It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Welcome everyone joining us online and in the room.
Your mic's not.
Thanks, Hamad. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Welcome everyone joining us online and in the room. I'm going to start off with passion. Such a strange word, isn't it? Passion. Does it strike a feeling in you? Maybe not. Maybe it does. It could be a great talent or maybe a great person. But when you think about it on a bigger picture, it can be everything. Passionate about your career, passionate about your Olympic skills, passionate about your art skills. Passion is, as you have probably already have known before, is showing a strong emotion or feeling towards something. Now, how about we put passion onto our main topic today, entrepreneurship? Wouldn't that be quite interesting? Imagine entrepreneurs work cars and their gas being fully filled if they don't have persistence, creativity. If they don't have persistence, creativity, adventure, they won't reach their next gas station, which is one of their destinations completed. But if they do, they'll have one of their goals completed. Now that my confusing story is over, I'm going to start off on our introductions for our all-star panelists here, starting off on my right.
Hi, I'm Eliza Khan.
Hi, my name is Hamid Al-Zanki.
And then on my left.
Hello, my name is Abdullah Fadl.
So this is going to be focused on 3 key applications: corporate social responsibility, strategic management, and marketing. So this is going to be sort of like an appetizer. We won't go into everything on such a tremendous amount of depth, but please feel free to follow up with our panelists afterward. Now a question for all of our panelists.
Okay.
What is the most important first step for a startup?
Okay, so in my opinion, starting a business in the market requires competitive advantage, an ability to do something that beats competitors. So, the sources of competitive advantages are generally cost and quality, with an emphasis on efficiency and product quality. Secondly, knowledge and speed, with an emphasis on speed and innovation. Thirdly, barriers to entry. It creates strongholds that keeps others from entering. And lastly, financial resources, with the importance on loss absorption and investment. So you might wonder, what are some good questions to ask your clients? They would be, what is your business mission? Who is your target audience? What do your customers value? You could analyze the organization and its environment using a technique known as SWOT analysis. It means to examine the organization's strengths, weaknesses, environmental opportunities, and threats. And then there'd be another analysis known as pest analysis, where we have to look at the political, economic, social culture, and technological conditions of an organization. So, let me talk about political conditions as an example. Google faced problems during China's crackdown in Tibet when video images from Tibet were released into Google's YouTube site. The Chinese government cut off access from Google and Google had to cooperate. The reason that happened was because Chinese government does not like its pictures getting leaked. Startup entrepreneurs who are aspiring and have a successful business do not always reflect their businesses on what they are passionate about. Some seek innovation, and some seek to solve a problem. It is not always about bringing your vision into reality. Passion is necessary, but it will never be enough. Passion will give you motivation, but actions will lead you to results. On the other hand, if you're passionate about cooking, you'll most likely open up your own restaurant.
So Alicia thinks that for us to start a business, we need to have a competitive advantage, knowing the external and internal factors of the business and in the industry. Now a question for our guest speaker, Mr. Abdulaziz Al-Lagani, who rightly quoted, "You're as big as what your vision is." Now my question, what is your vision for Flowered, and what are the business operations towards your vision?
Thank you so much for having me, Chairperson Al-Stada Meha, the rest of the school, esteemed guests, students. I'm really humbled to join you here. I think we're an accumulation of our experiences, right? And hence why it's very important for us to understand that entrepreneurship is not a business degree, right? It's not a school or a college degree. Entrepreneurship is building domain expertise, specializing in something really good that you do, to the extent you master and build an unfair advantage, right? So we want to make sure it's not a lifestyle, right? We want to stick to that phrase. You're building an unfair advantage. And regardless, whatever you're good at. So someone who writes a poem could also be very entrepreneurial, right? He or she might be a great writer. X or Y, who's a dentist, can also be someone really entrepreneurial if they're really great at what they do. So if we have that established, I think we can move on to your question. Do you mind repeating it, please?
So my question is...
The vision about Flowered.
What is your vision for Flowered, and what are the business operations towards that vision?
All right. So I'll try keeping it simple. We live in a $3.5 trillion economy in the Arab world, right? We have a population of around 500 million people, where flowers consumption back in 2017, zoom into the Gulf to make it more realistic, was around $1.5 billion. Now that industry is very fragmented. So lots of mom and pop shops, brick and mortar retail outlets, different segments, no real market leader on a regional level, whether it's offline or online. We really like the gifting space, and we felt that flowers can be really expressive within gifting. Well, hence why we started. Now the challenge was, what business model do we operate? Should we do a marketplace model where we gather those thousands of shops, or we do pure play e-commerce, which is more integrated, which is more fulfillment? We chose the latter. for two key reasons. Number one, economics really matter. Frequency of gifting is not as much as eating, food every day, or buying groceries, or doing laundry, number one was because of the economics. Number two, because of the experience. So lots of the retail shops are established, but we felt that the quality of service needed significant upgrade. Due to no brand loyalty, we felt we can really fill in that vacuum, that void. Alhamdulillah. So the business model in terms of operations, now we procure flowers from different sources around the world. We have some of our colleagues based in Latin America, some of them are based in East Africa, where they ship flowers every day to different fulfillment centers, to the different countries we operate. And then we store the flowers in a certain way, we cut them in a certain way. It requires real attention and care, right? وبعدين we push the product on our website. In the event you make a purchase for someone dear to you, we prepare the flowers, the flower arrangements, and then we manage the last mile delivery. That process takes 60 minutes for it to be delivered. We expanded later on into other gifting verticals. This was done in collaboration with different vendors that we work with. We felt that storing different products, working with different partners for chocolates, cakes, sweets, perfumes, Arabic fragrances, women, men, children, accessories, all made sense. Then we have different gifts around them. So we partner with them, we work معاهم, and we have those products stored in our warehouse, and then we bundle them with the flowers. So this is what our current business model looks like. Way forward, we're expanding into other verticals within gifting as well. And we think that our two cornerstones of our vision is number one, gifting, or two, quick commerce. We want your gift delivered within 60 minutes anywhere we operate. Today we operate, alhamdulillah, out of 9 countries. We cover the whole Gulf, plus Egypt, Jordan, and the UK. We service 37 cities, and all of that is done by 900 of our superheroes.
Okay, it's actually great that you can almost ship everywhere. You said a lot of countries. One of them was the UK, even Kuwait. So you chose flowers because they were really expressive and it's just beautiful, right? You also chose it for the economics. Your visions were also about the gifting and the quick delivery. Because like when you want to gift them, to just like be beautiful. And how you said like it's 60 minutes, that's really quick for delivering flowers. Now thank you for stating that. Now a question, whether positive or negative, how do you think you can use passion when doing those analysis in the business and in the industry?
What I think is, by understanding your target market and what they want, you can easily create what their target is and what the passion is really is. So let's say that you are passionate about something. You have a strive to that product and like thing to do. Most businesses believe that customers want to produce product and they start looking ways to market, like advertising and emphasizing it like that. When you focus on a particular target market, it actually becomes easier to associate resources. You can direct your effort and research to specific areas. This could result to even profit or losses. To summarize, I would say market would be an easier way if you're passionate. If you have passion to strive for this marketing and do what you want and have passion. And yeah, so being passionate about satisfying the needs and wants of people will lead you to success.
Yes, I agree with Hamad that passion is crucial when it comes to marketing, and that marketing is one of the most important things for businesses. Unfortunately, marketing is widely misunderstood. Many think that it's about selling and advertising, when in reality it's more than that. It's about exchanging, providing, creating, and delivering. Marketing is the base of business. Includes such things such as the 5 P's, which are people, product, place, price, and promotion. These are known as the marketing mix, and they are the key elements involved when it comes to marketing. Furthermore, to what Hamad said earlier, target marketing. What's target marketing? Target marketing is potential customers you want to sell to. And it can be divided up into segments by age, location, income, and lifestyle. Now, why is market planning and passion in marketing so important? If you pay attention to the current day and age, you'll notice that most marketers and business men and entrepreneurs are most likely to succeed if they have passion, because it's the drive, it's the want to research that keeps you going, while you see others that rush their products and they're most likely to fail because they're not actually interested in what they're working for. So if you start a business, make sure that you're interested in the business you're starting. Like, make sure you're actually interested in it. So don't start a business that you'll eventually get tired of, because having passion for a business you're starting, it's the drive that keeps you going, and it's a big factor to motivation. It's the thing that will make you research more and want to improve things about your products that will make you succeed, because that's what people want.
So what you're saying is passion is important when we discuss starting up a business, because it will guarantee a more effective marketing strategy and marketing research. How do you agree, Mr. Abdulaziz Al-Laqani? And what is a sustainable marketing strategy for the MENA region?
I think these are very big questions. So let's try simplifying it, right? I think one of the best maybe anecdotes or descriptions of how passion really looks like is the 10,000-hour rule for Malcolm Gladwell, right? As you develop more domain expertise, you'll naturally start practicing what you like. Maybe أنا صراحة I don't like using fancy words, but let's make it simpler, right? Today you're working on this project for this session. As a group of 5, I'm sure there are particular skills that are relevant to each one of you, right? Even when you work as a group, I'm sure between you, each one is known for something. And hence why you divide and conquer the work, right? Each one of you has a separate, different role. You don't have redundancies. Your classmates, when you work on any project, they know, well, I will go to Alizé, صح?
Yes.
I will go and pick Alizé's brain on 1, 2, 3, 4, and she'll master the PowerPoint presentation, مثلا, صح? And I'll go to X or Y or Z for each. Now, that skill, with time, becomes your expertise. That skill maybe widens up to become a certain, a discipline that you study later on, that you start taking civil, social, societal work in, right? That you particularly start writing about or sharing your thoughts, and you blog about it. And maybe start taking YouTube videos of you doing whatever you're doing. And suddenly, you are recognized for this particular skill or this domain. And you build a real brand. Without this passion, you can't really build a brand around yourself. So to me, this is passion is just a big word that if it's not put into what you really like doing, it will be meaningless. Well, that's why Malcolm Gladwell says, now without realizing, many professionals in what they do or experts in what they do have spent 10,000 hours practicing whatever it is before they actually make it to the best, right? Before you develop that unfair advantage. It's not one size fits all. It's not exactly 10,000 hours. It's what's been said behind that. Honestly, I don't find any relation between that and marketing in the MENA region. Then we try treating the region as a whole, but every country, every city has its own culture, dynamics. The strategy is not a one-size-fits-all one.
Thank you for stating about the marketing strategies for the MENA region. As you have said previously, every country has its own culture. But it's great about when you stated about how everyone has their own rule and every person is known for something. Now, for my next question, do you think passion is needed in other aspects?
I'd like to add another business startup requirement that it does and does not get affected by passion. I'd like to add another business startup requirement that, in my opinion, does and does not get affected by passion, which is CSR, or corporate social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility is a self-relegating business model that helps a company be socially accountable to itself and its stakeholders. There are some stages in CSR, which is the elementary, the initiative, the integrated, and the transforming. In the elementary phase, the company is barely sustainable in corporate awareness, which means which is the knowledge of how a business makes money, what customers want, and what problems that company is going to run into. And they also have little to no senior management, which is a senior manager is responsible for planning and directing the work of a group of individuals. There's also the initiative stage. It's the increased meetings with the stakeholders. They improve CSR policies like education or healthcare. There's also the integrated phase when CSR activities are formalized and they blend in fluidly with the company's regular operations. Transforming, CSR plays a crucial role in sales growth and expansion to newer markets. There's also multiple types of responsibilities, but I'd like to name two. And they are legal responsibility, when every business is obligated to obey the law. Ethical responsibility are rules for deciding the right behavior in a situation. Personal ethics are rules that an individual makes for their own decisions. And business ethics are rules that an organization makes for its members to follow. An example of CSR that benefits the society is our school, CBS. We planned a pet food donation in quarter 3 that spread awareness for the animals and the environment.
I'd like to talk about what Abdullah said. I do agree that corporate social responsibility provides many social benefits, but I would like to add that CSR also benefits the company itself, especially in the global market. A business approach to corporate social responsibility provides us numerous benefits. Many customers prefer to buy from companies that have a strong CSR track record. A company's ability to engage in corporate social responsibility earns it a positive reputation and publicity. A favorable reputation attracts in new customers and strengthening existing customer loyalty, which results in more profitability and sales for the company. A positive reputation also attracts in in business partners and investors, which also results in more revenue. CSR also benefits the company internally as well, as CSR practices that are effective recruit and keep talented employees. The chances are even higher if the employees have a say in the company's practices. CSR also increases productivity. Productivity is increased when employees are being well treated, included in key decision making. And increased productivity means more revenue for the company. As we can see, many benefits to CSR include generating a great deal of money, but CSR is also able to save a company a lot of money. If a company complies with environmental legislation and pollution control requirements, it dissuades governments from enacting new regulations and paying to monitor compliance, which may disrupt business. If a company has its own pollution control equipment and environmental control, not only does it reduce a substantial amount of its air, land, and water pollution, it also saves a lot of money. To boot, taking community and environmental impacting initiatives, such as minimizing food waste, reducing carbon emissions, and donating to charity also gives the company a good reputation. To do any of these things, you need a certain something, that being innovation. In a business world where it's full of competition and where one needs to stand at the top and survive, innovation ends up being a roadmap for that drive. You need to be able to create a strategic plan that is able to effectively use the company's resources, faculty, and energy to meet the company's goals and interests. To be able to create such a strategic plan, you'd need to be able to be innovative. This also refers to corporate social responsibility and social strategies. You'd need to be able to be creative, innovative. For example, if a company wants to reduce its environmental footprint, it needs to have the resources to do that. It must develop a new innovative invention to do that. For example, if a company wants to reduce the pollution in its factories, it would need to introduce a new invention or technique or process that is more environmentally friendly and sustainable. Innovation may be also used in a company's internal structure, as it is used to satisfy various stakeholders and go beyond their expectations in CSR policies. CSR needs innovation, but in turn, CSR enhances innovation by using sustainable, environmental, and social drives to create new methods of working, processes, products, services, and market space. I do agree, just like I said before, that I do agree with Abdullah's Abdullah, that a business approach to corporate social responsibility provides numerous benefits. But however, on the topic, is passion needed in CSR? My opinion is different, is that because it's a positive opinion. It is needed. CSR policies are intended to have a positive influence on the world. As we have heard from CSR is a philanthropic concept, whether it's by reducing environmental externalities or donating to charity or other things we mentioned. A philanthropist is a person who has passion. This is why passion is needed in CSR, because it's a driving factor of what CSR is. You'd have to be passionate about creating a better world, and passion is the drive to create such a world. Whether it's by saving the planet from environmental issues or loving animals and wanting to save them, so you create conservation programs or donating to such programs, or wanting to combat poverty and enacting new shelters for the homeless or poor, or simply wanting to create a safe environment for your employees and including them in key decision making, which makes them like working them because they feel included. In a world where tycoons generate more money using unsustainable methods, passion is the soul that combats that. CSR, passion, is what makes the business world more sustainable. That's why I believe passion is needed in CSR.
So we currently have two sides, both talking about corporate social responsibility. We have someone that has a mixed opinion and one that agrees passion is important when it comes to the business and industry. My friend Abdullah was talking about the two responsibilities and 4 stages of corporate social responsibility. And then Hamad here was talking about the benefits like innovation, and how he was talking about that passion is important when it comes to corporate social responsibility because it's a fundamental in it. Now, one last question, Mr. Abdulaziz Al-Logani. How would you describe the opportunities and challenges startups might face in the MENA region?
I think there are many challenges, many opportunities, but maybe where I'm coming from is more geared towards opportunity on how the MENA landscape looks like, right? So just like we highlighted earlier, we live in a $3.5 trillion economy. And pre-COVID, a fraction of a percent is actually our e-commerce penetration, right? So it was less than 1%. This is how much of all of our economy is actually transacted online, right? If you break down that 1%, you'll find it's approximately $29 billion. So if you break that 1%, you'll find in hotel and travel make up a lion's share of that. Then many of us today book their hotels or travel through a website, صح? If you look at consumer electronics, fashion, F&B, these are more established verticals within e-commerce. But the rest is literally a desert, right? Online e-commerce penetration is very nascent across multiple verticals. Challenges, we like looking at them as market conditions. So it's the card you got dealt, you just need to deal with it, صح? But it's okay, it's not going to make or break your business. What will make or break your business is having a clear vision of solving a problem that hits critical mass, right? And making sure your solution addresses that problem and is able to scale to address that critical mass. I think there are many opportunities. Every day there's something changing. Just to give you an example, over the past couple of years, e-commerce penetration has more than doubled in the Arab world. This is how much, and we're still at the tip of the iceberg, right? If you look at flowers or gifts 4 years back, how much the consumption was, how much has it grown, وش كثر we grabbed in terms of market share. I'm sure there are plenty other verticals. If executed very well and you very articulately simplified your vision, you'll have plenty of opportunities on how to execute them. I think challenges are market conditions, we don't want to touch on that. I look at the brighter sides that I have of the angle.
Okay, thank you for describing the challenges and some of the opportunities. Now, to conclude our discussion, pointing towards the importance of passion in the business and industry, Alizia thinks that strategic management is one of the most important factors when starting up a business and in the industry. Our guest speaker, Abdulaziz Al-Logani, Hamad, and Muhammad Arif, have all agreed that passion is important when we are trying to study about the market and the customer. While on the contrary, Abdullah and Alizia have a mixed opinion when talking about passion in the business. On that note, I hand over the podium back to our host, Hamid Khalid.
Thank you, Fahad, for the amazing exchange of ideas and thoughts. I now invite our high school principal, Ms. Jihan, to lead the felicitation.
What a wonderful panel of discussion. Do you agree with me? Thank you, Mr. Logani, for giving CBS students from your time and expertise today, and for enlightening the youth to the path of success through following their passion, yet being successful in life and helping their country grow. Thank you, CBS panelists, for the outstanding discussion and all the time and effort you put in preparation for this event. Mr. Abdulaziz Logani, kindly remain on stage and kindly allow me to invite on stage CBS Director Mr. K.O. Matthew and CBS Chairman Mrs. Mahal Turkate to felicitate, and students, of course, of CCIS, to students from CCIS. We have Mohammed Shaheen and Zahra Waheed to felicitate Mr. Abdulaziz Logani. Kindly be on stage. Mrs. Maha and Mr. K.O. Mr. Abdulaziz, if I ask you please to be in the middle.
Please, yes.
Thank you. Zahra to this side. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. K.O., Ms. Maha, and thank you, Mr. Abdulaziz. Would you like the panelists to take a picture? Thank you very much. Thank you. You may please be seated again. May I call Ms. Tasneem to felicitate the media and stuff.
Thank you, Ms. Jahan. May I now call upon Ms. Jahan on stage? Ms. Jahan, kindly be on stage. I would like to call upon Mr. Fahad Ramadan, representative from Al Jarida. On stage, please. Al Jarida is our media partner for this event, Stellar 2022. To felicitate our media partner, I would call upon Gala Haroon and Mansoor Baluchi from CCIS. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Ms. Johan, kindly please stay on stage. I would like to call upon Ms. Stephanie Matthew on stage, please. Now it's time for us to recognize our star students. Let's begin with our youngest participant for this event, Ms. Waleed Yasser. Up on stage. Up next, thank you, Waleed. Thank you. Up next is our dynamic host, Hamad Khalid. Thank you, Hamad. Now it's time for our outspoken moderator, Fahad Al-Muteri. Thank you. I would like to call upon on stage our star panelist. Let's begin with Alize Khan. Followed by Abdullah Al-Athar. Hamad Al-Zanki. Muhammad Abdul Salam. Kutipan. Thank you. Thank you very much, CBS. Now I would like to call upon students from our sister school, CCIS. To begin with, Zara Waleed. Sorry. Next comes Gala Haroon. I call upon Jana Al-Sabag. Mohammad Shaheen. Up next is Abdullah. Finally, we have Mansoor Al-Bushi. Thank you, everyone. Now it's time for us to capture the moment. I would like to hand over the podium back to Ms. Jihan.
Thank you, Ms. Tasneem. And thank you, Mr. Abdulaziz, for bearing with us the extra minutes. Thank you very much. I would like to thank the audience today. On behalf of the Canadian Bilingual School and Stellar Education Group, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Loghani, the management, staff, students, parents of Stellar Education and CCIS Principal Ms. Karima. Students and teachers, special thanks go to Mrs. Stephanie Matthew, the CSR executive, Ms. Sana Kazi, Ms. Tasneem, Ms. Noor for planning and executing the event. We are pleased to have Le Cadeau as our platinum sponsor at Stellar Talks May 2022. Thank you for making this event a success. I would like also to thank KD Cow for sponsoring beverages at the event today. I would like to thank the technical team and the support staff for all the support they've been giving. Let me just speak briefly about our motto at Stellar Talks. Our motto at Stellar Education is learning today, leading tomorrow. Our vision at Stellar Education is embedded in our 6-star performing schools: Canadian Bilingual School, Creative Children International School, Indian Center School, Pakistani English School, Aspire Indian International School, and Aspire Bilingual School. With Stellar Talks, we mark an important milestone in our journey towards success across all domains of education. Stellar schools celebrate creativity, diversity, a global vision with inspirational and outstanding teaching, investing in the future of our children. This brings Stellar Talks to a close. Thank you for being a part of tonight's fantastic event. I may ask our students attending school to wait until we're done with the pictures and guests leave, and then after that you will leave. Now we would like to take some pictures, after which guests will leave, then our students will leave, as I said. CBS Stellar students, CCAS students, kindly line up here. Our chief guest, Mr. Abdulaziz Lughani, Ms. Stephanie, Ms. Karima, Mr. Keo Matthew, Ms. Rose, Ms. Maha, Ms. Razan, and Ms. Mary Kelly. I kindly ask you to line up here at the back, the VIP guests here at the back, and then we will have some students standing and some students sitting. So I will join you in the picture here.